Good evening and welcome. Welcome to Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. I'm your host, Bob Pace. And it's a warm welcome because you're fighting an entity that that is very corrupt. I'm not saying all of CPS is corrupt, but at least 50% of it is. And it's a sad thing of what you have to go through. Now, I noticed that we had someone early this morning. We had Rocky at 7:11 a.m. I know we had Bartley in too. Um, I don't know what it is, but we'll see who comes in here tonight. Now, we have get over some housekeeping things like if you want to text a message, please make a question or a comment about your CPS or APS, Adult Protection Services. Please state your first name, your city or county, and your state. If you're outside the United States, your country. Yes, I do have it's international live stream. I do have approximately 22 countries. With the United States, it makes 23. I have from Indonesia to Bangladesh to India, then up to Middle East to Saudi Arabia and Libya, then over the continent of Africa. I have Liberia, and then I have um, Sudan, and then the Republic of Congo, then over to Rwanda, Mozambique, and then to the provinces of South Africa. Then up to Europe, I have the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, and Denmark and Sweden. And then across the pond, I have North America, Canada, and its provinces, the United States, and all 50 states, including Washington, D.C., which is not a state. And then south of the border, I have Mexico. Then further south in South America, north of Brazil, on the East Coast, Grenada. Then in the South Pacific, I have New Zealand. And then the land down under, Australia and its states. So that's well diversified of people. And I would like very much to hear from all of you. That's one way you can interact. That's one way you can interact. Now, people are bouncing in and out. That's great. It's a warm welcome to you. Please stay a while. And I want to help you. If you have a CPS case or an APS case, Adult Protection Services or Child Protection Service, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. Now, I'm doing some housekeeping duties to tell you what you can do in here. Another way you can do is emojis. That's a smiley face or a thumbs up or a hearts or even stars. Please check below the follow button. And if you want to be notified when I'm on, please check that also. Now, to be a guest on my live stream, all you have to do is email me. That's bobp@vincentwdavis.com. And I gladly get my show producer to give you a link to get on. And I have 14 shows you can be on. I'm on Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and the weekends on at 8 a.m. I'm on every night of the week at 7 p.m. Those times are given in Pacific Standard Time. I'm on the West Coast of California. So if you're Mountain Time, you're 1 hour ahead of me. Central Time, 2 hours. East Coast is 3 hours. And then United Kingdom, you're 8 hours ahead of me. And then in Europe, you're 9 hours. In Africa, you're at 9 hours. So that sort of helps you a little bit to know there. So to be a guest, I will contact my show producer. He'll send you a link to get on my application called SteamYard. Now, SteamYard, I'm on, and it uses YouTube to do the live stream. And rules are simple. We have no profanity. We do not eat or smoke on the show. We do not use the names of social workers or children or judges. And we're on here to be respectful to one another. We want to be respectful to be one another. Now, lastly, I have my phone number I'm putting up. That means you can call me at 626-698-0990. The other phone number you see, the 888-888-6582, is the law office of Vincent W. Davis. He's an attorney that I work for and that he also helped my case. He helped getting my children back. And he's an excellent CPS attorney. His areas of expertise is in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. Those are the three areas that CPS is in. So he does that. He's been doing that for 39 years. He's also a he's a civil rights attorney, and he can sue them. He's done successful lawsuits and won millions of dollars, both in state court and in federal court. So he's the real deal. He has added plus. He's not afraid to stand up CPS, and he will get them back. He has, as a young child, he knows about foster care, so he's had experience there. He has 39 years of fighting CPS. He's a trial attorney, and that number will get you to his office. It'll go to your reception. Make sure you tell reception that Bob Pace sent you. 888-888-6582. Also, you get information about other live stream show times and about books and guides of how to fight CPS. So it's really a good number to hang on to. Now, my number is 626-698-0990 is a private number. It'll get you to my work number. So please call in if you want to talk about your case. I love to hear from you. Now, hello, Michael Richards. I'm so glad to meet you. Can I still sue CPS? I have my son now. It's been 3 years. Can I still sue them? I'm not too sure of the statute of limitations. Depends on what you're going to sue them for. It all variable. Usually you want to do it within the first year. And if you want to sue them, you can sue them. You need to look into it. Michael, I have no idea where you're from, but I'd like to help you there. Now, it's he said hello. Can I sue them? Yes. Michael, hi. Okay. I think I've heard from you about every minute there. I was trying to do my housekeeping duties. That's why I was busy talking. Oh, you're from California. Well, great. And if your case is over, well, I have someone calling in right now. Good evening. And who do I have the pleasure of talking to?
Hi, Bob. This is Berkeley in Montana.
Yeah, hey, Bartley. I saw you come on this morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. Why are you coming on so early?
I couldn't remember. Was that on the weekends or the weekdays? Couldn't remember which time.
Okay. Well, you and Rocky were in my room this morning at 7:10 and 7:11, and Rocky
And it starts at what time during the week?
during the weekend it's at 8 a.m.
Oh, 8 a.m. so
Yeah.
it'd be 9. Okay.
And it'd be 9 a.m. your time because you're a mountain time.
Yes. Okay. Great.
Yeah. For
Well,
all you listeners out, go ahead.
I got something cool to tell you.
Okay, hold
I
on.
just got back from stepdad's house.
Okay.
I got to give my son a bubble bath.
Oh,
He loved it so much, and I bought his little bubble machine, and we dyed the water blue.
oh, wow.
And then yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah.
And he kept saying, "Thank you, mommy, thank you." And then I dried him off, put his robe on him, clipped his nails and toenails,
Okay.
and he really liked that. Then I lotioned him all up because he has eczema.
Yeah.
And I did his hair. He's got long hair. And then I played this song I found on YouTube, Jesus Lullabies for Children.
Okay.
And it's so sweet because it says things like, "And mommy loves you."
Oh,
And I brought over a sandwich and grapes. Yeah. And then he started falling asleep. And
yeah.
I brought him over a fresh pillow, a clean blanket.
Well, you should
and
document that whole visit because that'd be something you could use in court. Um,
yeah.
I do want to say hello to Betty Joe who came in. Betty Joe is your neighbor. She's from Montana. Hello, Betty Joe. And she said, "Good evening, Bartley." So,
Good evening to you
yeah,
too, Betty Joe.
yeah. So, Betty Joe. So, my two favorite people from Montana are in here tonight, which is great. And we have Michael Richards from California. He's the third person, and he's from Lancaster, California, and he wants to do a lawsuit with his CPS case. He said he got his son back. Um, so sounds really good. So you had this experience. How did this all come into play?
Well, a couple days ago, I asked Kelly, if I could come over and bathe my son at least, and do the things that I'd like to do with him and read him stories. We didn't get to reading the stories tonight, but because I was lotioning him, got him all dressed and cozy, and it had the music playing, and then I got to pick him up, hold him in my arms, wrapped him in the blankie, and he laid his little head on my shoulder, and he kept telling me he loved me, and I said, "I love you too, and I miss you so much." And I'm putting your room together still, so I just let it sit like that.
Yeah.
Even though his room is together. And he did have a tear that came down, and it touched my heart and made me kind of sad for him too at the same time. But
I know you
I
like
was
to
so
have the
grateful
normal
for it.
routine. That was nice of
Yeah,
your expert. For people that don't know who Kelly is, Kelly, that is Bartley's ex partner, who has really turned for the worst. But doing that, I don't know if he has trying to gain something or not with that movement where he said he's a good man that he's letting you see your son. He's also done some
right.
terrible things, so you got to be careful, Bartley, because you know, uh, I always have a saying that persons that are dressed in sheepskin, are really wolves in disguise. So you got to be careful.
Right.
He's
That's
probably
true.
fishing. He's probably
Yeah,
fishing for information.
could be. But I wasn't focused on him, and he was in his chair. We were in the bedroom,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we had a good time. It was great. And then I tucked him in, and he fell asleep. So
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. Yes, I'm gonna write all this down. And I took photos of us together, and took a photo of him when he fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I just kept telling him how much I love him, and everything's gonna be okay soon.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm really tired, Bob. I'm not trying to be rude, but I was just gonna try. I just wanted to tell you that because I've been doing more work, even though the house is completed. I had to. I'm getting my bed brought in Tuesday,
Okay.
so I had to make the spot, and I still got to jump in the shower, and I'm just tired.
Sure. Well,
But I
Bartley,
will.
well, thank you very much for stopping
Yeah,
in, and I'm glad you did. And Betty
I'm
Jo
gonna write all
says,
this down first.
she said, I told Bartley, she needs to take photos and videos of everything. Yes, I agree. You need to document that visit with your son. It's really
Yes,
important. And I agree with Betty Joe on that. So,
definitely. And
Michael
both you guys.
Richards, do you have any other questions from Lancaster, California? Bartley's tired tonight. She dropped in to tell about a really remarkable experience she had with her son. She's going through a custody battle to try to get her son from this man that has really turned against her. He's definitely a wolf in sheep's clothing, so you got to be careful of him. He's taken the money
Yeah,
from the child protection agency. They give him money. For a lot of you don't know it, CPS is all about money, and they give foster parents money. And anyway, he's not even the biological father, but he's trying to, um, deceive Bartley, and she's got to be really careful.
yes, yes. And then also when I see him again in the future, or hopefully soon, tomorrow maybe, even though they put him in the public school, I'm still gonna do the home curriculum with them when I'm with them.
Right, right.
So yeah, yeah. But it was beautiful, and thank you God for this evening. It was great. I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I could share some good news with you
Yes,
guys.
yes,
And I'm
yes.
going to document this now and get ready to hit the sack.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you at all.
But I will talk to you tomorrow, Bob.
Okay, Bartley, you take care and God bless you, and good luck this week. You got a very important court date, so.
Yeah. Okay. And God bless you.
All
Talk
right,
to you
you take
soon.
care, Bartley.
Bye.
All right, that was Bartley from Montana. We have Betty Joe from Montana, and they're good people in Montana. We also have Michael from Lancaster, California. Now, we had a guy named Rocky early this morning that showed up again in my chat from 7:11 a.m. Now, I know Bartley and Rocky were in this morning with the wrong times, and I hope you guys can hear me okay. Can you guys tell me, Michael Richardson or Betty Joe, do you hear me okay? Do you hear me okay? And I'm sure she'll keep us updated, Betty Joe. But Betty, do you hear me okay? I want to make sure my voice is loud enough or not too loud or whatever it is. Good evening there. Um, uh, I'm trying to pronounce your name here. I'm looking at some simple names, but good evening. May I sit and listen, please? And thank you. You're welcome more than sit. Oh, you hear me okay? Thank you, uh, Freezer Mine. I was hoping that you have an easier name to pronounce. But welcome, Freezer Mind. What part of the world are you calling in from? What part of the world? Are you from the United States or from one of my other 22 countries that I've talked to? Glad to meet you. And oh, you're Yvonne. Okay, thank you, Yvonne. Um, thank you very much for giving me your name. And you're from California too. Well, then, great. We have two people from California. We have Michael from Lancaster, California, that wants to sue CPS. We have Betty Joe from um, Montana, and then we have Barkley. And so we had two people from Montana, and now we have you, Yvonne, who is Freezer Mine on her YouTube handle. Is there any questions you have, Freezer Mine? Anything you'd like me to help you with? I would love to help anybody in here if they have a question because I can talk about that. So that's really great. Um, okay, adoption. Now, well, I'm glad that okay, Betty Joe is filling it. For some of you may not know Betty Joe's case. She has a brother who has a child. Her brother went with his girlfriend to Nebraska. They took their child with, but they were living in a tree house, and CPS intervened, and the mother's gone. But what's happened is the child is bonded with a foster care family in Nebraska. And Betty Joe at first had made arrangements to get the adoption of her niece, but they brought up a thing that the child is bonded with the foster care. The foster care people are only interested in money. Now, Betty Joe is a foster mom, but she wants to adopt her niece to be the caregiver on that. And so, anyway, she's giving me an update. She says her brother ended up going to a treatment center. Well, that is good. I'm glad he goes to a treatment center. That is good. My brother think he's going to a treatment center to get his child back, but they've already made the decision of termination of parental rights. And I'm hoping that I can be placed on that uh, in the hat for adoption. Yes, I know that. I know that, Betty Joe. You'd like to adopt your niece. You already have one child you've adopted, a boy that lost his parents in a car accident. And it was so great that you took that boy in. I asked the guardianship of Lightham where her opinion was of the trial coming up to, and she said that she was on record. That's all she told me. Well, I wouldn't trust the guardian of Lightham. They're like the CASA or like the Budsman or the civil case coordinator. All of them are cahoots with CPS as far as I'm concerned. So you got to be careful. And Yvonne, who is Freezer Mind, is in here, and she's from California. She sends lots of prayers. The caseworker will not talk to me at all. That's because the caseworker is trying to be. They they see a thing where they can make money off this child. That's all they're interested in. They don't care about your rights or being a relative of that child. Yes, Betty Joe is family. She has been in here for a long time. She's one of my favorite people here. Well, she's family in real life too. But the problem being is that the child is young and alleged that they made a bonding down in Nebraska. And what's so sad is CPS is very corrupt. CPS is, I agree, family should come first. Betty's blood, yes, is oh, she's more than qualified. She's qualified for everything. And Betty Joe has been with me for 23 months. You have to understand, I've been doing this now for almost 2 years. I've talked to over 2,700 people, 2,700 people from all walks of life. And I have some wonderful, beautiful people. I have a 40-year mother from the northwest province of South Africa. Her name is Leica. And she had a horrible case where her boyfriend was a pedophile to her son. But the government is very corrupt there, and they're not giving her son back and making it really hard on her. There's other people I've have from Canada, from it's there are about 30 to 50 people in here that are very special people. They have very horrible cases. And Betty Joe says, I just wish I could contact a mother and ask her to call me and we could talk about this, but she won't answer my phone call. Uh, are you talking about the biological mother or the foster mother in Nebraska? Which one are you talking about, Betty Joe? Which one are you talking about? I'm glad we have people here tonight. I'm glad for the questions, and I'll try to help you. The biological mother, yes. Well, she had a lot of drug problems, and I thought she wanted nothing to do with the child, and her termination of rights are gone. So I don't know what good it will be to talk to the biological mother. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I thought she was bad news all along. She didn't care about her child. She didn't care about her child. Well, Betty Joe, you see, the problem is they've terminated the right of her son and her and the child's mother. Um, but Betty Joe says there are two statements about that. Um, if she had the money, yes, that's the problem. All of you have the number one problem, including myself, is finances. I had to sell my forever home, my home that I worked hard for 45 years to get. I had to sell that home to use the money to get my children back, to hire Vincent W. Davis. And that was really, really, really hard. So Bay Joe says if she had money, she could get an attorney and she would be able to the um, the blood, the adopt her niece, adopt her niece. That's what I'm trying to say. Adopt a niece. Okay, you've had 3 visits with your niece since I got back from Nebraska, and I buy video visits. I don't know what that means by buying video visits. That sounds you have to pay money for that. Yes, CPS is corrupt, Yvonne. There's no question about that. Well, they terminate If the parents aren't suitable to go back with their child, it stops the reunification and terminate the parental rights. And that's the worst thing that could happen. That's the worst thing that could happen. Um, Bejo further says, she's so happy when she sees me. She has big smiles across her face. It makes me cry to see her in the foster care system. Well, that's because she's with people that she really hasn't bonded. The adults are using it as a cop out. CPS is used as a cop out. I don't know what it's like to be in I don't know what it's like to be in foster care, but I can just imagine it being hard on these children, especially my little boy and my niece. Yeah, she has a little boy that she's adopted. Betty Joe is a foster care mom herself, but she's never one that wants to take children just for money. Oh, Zoom video. Okay, well, that's better than nothing, I guess. That's better than nothing there. So, you know, okay, we're about halfway through my show. My phone number's been up. Anybody can call me at 626-698-0990. The other phone number, the 888-888-6582 number, is the number of the law office of Vincent W. Davis, which you can call. Um, oh, great. She has a little boy who's graduating his karate class. That's good. I'm glad he's got an interest. That is really nice. I'm glad he's got an interest. That's really, really good, Betty Joe. Yvonne, is there something you like to talk, freeze or mind, about your case in California? Also, Michael, I haven't heard from you from Lancaster about your lawsuit. What would you be suing them on? What did they do? Did they commit perjury? Did they lie? Did they violate your constitutional rights, your civil rights? Michael, I'd like to help you, Michael, if you can. We had partly on earlier this evening, but she was tired. She had to go sleep. We have Betty Joe from Montana. We have Freezer Mine Yvonne from California. And of course, we have Michael from Lancaster, California. And Betty Joe is talking about how to get her niece, her brother's daughter. And Betty Joe just said that she had her boy that she's adopted. See, she had a boy that she was taking care of since his parents were killed in a car accident. And she did such a good job. She bonded with the boy, so she went ahead and adopted the boy. The boy actually was put out to one of the family members of the boys, but it didn't work out. So he felt really abandoned. So I'm glad that Betty Joe took him in. That is really great job you did, Betty Joe. I'm really proud of you and helping out. That is good. That is good. Ah, Oh, sure. Um, I can send you her email. Okay. It's Grace at Vincent W. Davis.com. I'm going to send her email right now so you can have it. It goes to all the rooms. Okay? Okay, Betty Joe? I can't. You have to write her email and then ask if you can talk to her. Also, you can contact the office at 888 and ask that if you could talk to Grace. Things have seemed to have been changed a lot lately. So I don't know. I even asked questions to Grace and have not been answered. So anyway, she's off on Sunday. She's on Monday through Saturday. And her time zone is a little different than ours. She's in the South Pacific. So she's, I think she's, boy, 6 hours behind me on the next day. She's definitely the next day time. And so hopefully that will help you out, Betty Joe. Hopefully that will help you out. Oh, yes, Betty. Yes, Betty. Please send the email. Say that you like to talk to her, and she'll give you a number. Okay? She'll give you the number. You might introduce yourself, Betty, and say that you're one of Bob's special family. You've talked to Vincent Davis, and you want to talk to her about whatever you want to talk to her about. And hopefully, she can help you with whatever needs you have to do or anything on that. All right. We're getting close to the end of my show here. We have about 15 more minutes before I have to end my show. It ends at 8 o'clock. Now, I'm on twice a day, on the weekends at 8 in the morning and on the weekdays at 10 in the morning. Now, I'm on every night of the week at 7 p.m. Those times are all Pacific Standard Time, but I love to talk to you. I have 5 rules that I've made that will help you fight CPS. Rule 1 is get yourself the right kind of attorney. If you're going to have to use the public defender, you got to make the public defender work for you because they work for CPS and will not win your case. 2 is document, document, document. There are 2 important forms that you want to create. One is called a timeline incident form that shows you what each incident happened and what took place. It involves three lines of paper. Meaning, you get a piece of notebook paper. Your first line is the date and time of the incident, and whether you called in or you visit. You put the address or you put the phone number. Then you put down, besides the date and time, you put down the people you talked to. The second line is a summary of what the incident was about. And the third line is the outcome of the incident. If you don't have an outcome, you got to wait, leave it blank, and fill it in later. But the incident timeline form is really valuable documentation. Also, um, you want to do a journal. A journal will help you with your peace of mind. It'll help you write to your kids because something happened to you or the time run out. You don't have any kids. At least the kids would have something for you to read for your time separated from the kids. So that's documents. You want to document everything. Put everything in a notebook, 3-ring notebook, 6 inches thick, and you put everything in there. You put your court papers, you do all that, and you use table of contents. Now, the third thing is you never allow CPS or the police in your home. Your home is your castle. If your door is closed, the drawbridge is up. They can't enter your home. There's only 3 ways that they can get in there. One, if you give them permission to enter, or someone else gave them permission. 2, there is enough noise and a child's in danger, they're going to break in. They're going to break in. And 3, if they have a court warrant, a warrant to go into the home. It's a special court paper that's got to be legit. There's a lot of fake warrants out there, so you got to be careful. And then you got to watch out the medical trafficking. They're starting to show up at the emergency room and at urgent care. And they hear something, they misdrew it, and then suddenly they take your child away. You don't give children away. You do not. They have to have a court order to take your child. If they're not in danger, they're not going to take them away. They can't even ask them, but they do it anyway because they want to get the child so they can start collecting money. That's why they're so on it. And rule 4 is how they use the internet to find out information about CPS. 2 ways I found. You can use the Google browser, which is excellent, or you can use Chat GPT. It's an AI application free that'll help you to find the answer. It's important how you lay it out. You start with the city and then the state, and then you put the letter in bold capitalization CPS, and you'll find out a lot of information. If you want to further refine it, you put what question in CPS. What is a 388? What is a motion 388? What is the ICWA hearing of 1978? There's lots of things you can do there. So if you're from a country you want to put your country in before you put CPS, then put CPS, and then put the question you're trying to find. So that's really important to use the internet either with the Google browser or Chat GPT. And lastly, five is to make copies of all your records, your driver's license, your marriage license, your school kids report card, school important papers, medical important papers, the shot card, medical records, birth certificates, driver's license. You make copies of all that, stick it in an envelope, and keep it with your notebook. That way you have it. That way you have it. So those are my five rules. I said them kind of fast. A lot of my shows, I take time and talk to them in depth. But I love to help you out there. I love to help you out there. Phew. Um, so it looks like we're not having much more chatter. It's now 7:53. In 5 minutes, I will close my room down. My phone number's up. I'll still take a call. It's 626-698-0990. And I love to hear from you. The people that have come in, besides Betty Joe, who's been talking to me lately, we've also had um, a Yvonne, who's Freezer Mind, who came in here and hasn't really told me what her case is about. She's from California, and she does agree that CPS is corrupt. That's obvious that they are. It seems like no matter where I get the report, it seems like 50% of the people in the world have corrupt CPS entities. Uh, we had, let me see here. We had Bartley came in too, and we had a guy named Michael. There it is, Michael Richardson from Lancaster. I haven't heard anything. He wants to do a lawsuit. He's been dealing with CPS for 3 years. He did get his son back, which I'm glad to hear about. So these are the people that have been in the room, that have been talking, and I love to help you. I love to help you. Um, Whew. Okay. Okay. We're getting to the tail end, and I'm going to start closing down here because it's less than 2 minutes away. So I'm going to take my number down. I'm going to put up something called the Department of Government Efficiency. It's called Doge. It was created in January of 2025, and it was created by our president, Donald Trump. And then Elon Musk, for 90 days, tried to attempt to do something with it. They were able to save us billions of dollars, not trillion yet. The goal is $1 trillion. But by investigating government entities where people were getting paid and they were not working, or there was a surplus of funds being uh, used wrongly, like in CPS. There's a case in Richmond, Kentucky, where $1 million has gone. Uh, they don't know where it's spent on. They caught a worker, a social worker, that embezzled $400,000 of it. So a lot of the money is being embezzled by CPS workers and stuff. So anyway, they're investigating. I know they're investigating CPS because the other day I was talking to a social worker, um, and they're being investigated. and I know that CPS will too. So Doge gives a website, tells you what they're doing. They can offer you a full-time job, a career job, not an hourly job, but a career job. They also have two phone numbers you can call. The 202 is the White House area code. They will talk to you. There's also an email that you can send, doge at mail.house.gov. And this is at the federal level. So if you tried something at the county, nothing works with the director or the supervisor thing, and you've gone to the state and nothing's working, this is what you can do with the federal government. Alert them, show them the documentation of the bad things you found, send it to them, talk to them, look at the website. So I'm leaving that on right there for you to copy down and so forth. Also, hello, Zolt. You are new here. Well, welcome being new here. What part of the world are you from? If you can give me your city or county and your state, if you're outside of the United States, what country are you from? Because this is a worldwide thing here. Also, we're getting ready to close down. My time is almost up. I think it's 8:01. And hello, Jane Stiller. You're in Nile County, Nevada. Well, we have Christina Reynosa in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I'm glad to see you, Jane. What you, Zolt and Jane will do is call me tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Tomorrow is Monday. Call me at 10 o'clock tomorrow. That's Monday. That way you can talk to me at 10 o'clock. That's Pacific Standard Time. Um, So we're getting ready to close down here, Jane. I like to. You're from Nile County, Nevada. Zolt, I don't know where you're from. Betty Joe's from Montana. Thank you, Betty Joe, for all your input and talking. I hope you're able to get a hold of my show producer, Grace. I gave you the email, so you should be. Freezer Mine, who's Yvonne, is from California. Thank you for joining the room. I hope to see you again. I hope to see you again. And then we have Michael. Let me see, where's Michael? We have Michael Richardson from Lancaster who wants to sue CPS, who is in my show tonight. Also, we had Bartley from Montana that called at the first part of the show and talked about the wonderful time she had with her son, give him a bubble bath, and she's documenting everything, and hopefully she'll get her son back. She loves her son so much. I really want to thank all of you. You guys are all my family. But I do have to go, and I'm going to end it with a video. You're going to see a video. Please watch it. And again, thank you, Jane and Zolt, for the last minute coming in here. I will help you. Don't worry. Call me tomorrow. That's at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. If you're in California, it's 10 o'clock. So I'll see you tomorrow. So do not stop fighting for your kids. Love your kids. Keep fighting CPS. Don't give up. So with that being said, Bob Pace is now signing off.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last ones left.